Should my face be smaller? How can I close the tab? How can I open a YouTube app instead? Right, let me turn it off. Where is my YouTube app? How can I open as an app, man? Champions. Microsoft App Store. Where? How to download? I own this app. Okay. It goes to. Oh. Oh, I done it. I did it. Okay. Better. Can see all the chat. Is it too small? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is it too small? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. At least there's no lag. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is it too small? Testing 1, 2, 3. Wait, it's not even moving. Cool. Is it too loud? Still got 11 minutes. If only I knew how to use OBS earlier, could have done a better reaction video. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. How to use OBS earlier. Could have done a better reaction video. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. How to use OBS earlier. 3,000 only watching.
You're always your biggest enemy. Your mind can always tell you one thing, you're gonna have control of it if you let it. I think that's why I try to take things into my own hands and to prove everyone wrong. I think I didn't expect what would come with signing with Liquid. I only just thought about the positives.
We were always trying to be at the forefront of the meta, trying to really think outside the box with putting people on different agents, pushing players outside of their comfort zone. Around this time, let's say the experimenting wasn't always going as we wanted. And at this time, we had a couple of players that could potentially be replaced. There was Echoes, there was Dom.
When I was watching someone else trial for my position, just sitting on the side, not playing, watching your own team play. I was like the last thing I wanted. Like I'd hate just to get removed and then just have to sit there and watch.
This was his dream to join the Liquid team, and being kicked out so quickly without showing his full potential, that was quite harsh.
I spoke with Eamon afterwards and I was like, let me stay, let me try call a bit more, let me have more of a voice. I knew what I still had left in me. All of a sudden, I kind of had this fire come out from within me that I never thought was even possible. It didn't even seem like it was part of like my personality trait to just have this kind of vengeance to like prove everyone wrong.
Grinning in his face, Soulcast! Oh, what a hero play! You're gonna see the first that they line up for him, Soulcast with a quick 2.
I think this was a good lesson in like, trust yourself.
My mindset was the only thing that was holding me back. I think the skill was always there. It's just the mental side is always the toughest. Like you're always gonna be your biggest enemy.
Always gonna be negative people.
You have to learn to ignore it, work hard, and you will prove them wrong.
Soulcast! Oh, he's owning them right now.
Soulcast is in a good spot. He's able to get 2 with the Vandal.
The way he thinks about Valorant and how intelligent of a player he is, coupled with his mechanical prowess, led him to be one of the best supports going through 2021 into 2022.
Huge kill, my God, Soulcast!
Never touch yourself, never touch yourself.
Push playing styles, oh, going in with the satchel.
Wow, very laggy. Group stage day 1. Okay, there's a Malaysian. Kang. A lot of message. 4,000 people watching.
After our loss, I think it was full empty in my head. I don't remember that I was thinking about something. Just probably disappointed, and that's it. I'm not sure that we were talking with each other. Like, we understood that we lost, did so many mistakes. In near future, our goal is just fix some mistakes before last chance, like focus on stuff which we didn't focus, which like was obvious under our nose, we can say, and we just ignore this thing and move forward, qualify to champions and win champions, of course.
Yeah, I was confident going in LCQ. Our bootcamp went insane. We, like, I don't know, have 98% win rate across all the pracs. It's very hard to tell because it's also a question for me. Like, we just having troubles with doing the same thing we do on Prax. Because Prax doing well, like all the strats working, all the setups are working, but when it comes to a game, we're either scared, either just not shooting back, which is important part of any strat. Doesn't matter how smart and your decisions is, if you in the end you're gonna lose a duel, it doesn't matter. Obviously, yes, the amount of advantages we threw away in Tokyo is not comparable even to what we did in LCQ. Obviously, there is like a long way ahead, but yeah, most of the things we fixed.
Pushing me banana.
I'm one green box and one elbow.
Pushing angle pick.
Ready?
Yeah.
Pick.
One enemy remaining.
Nice!
I wanted to say happy, but I wasn't too happy. I was relieved, obviously, because this is the main goal for any team competing in Valorant, but I didn't like the way the path we went through, right? I didn't like that we lost to Koi at the first match, so yeah, I couldn't say I was happy. I think the late tournament will have some surprises. It's not going to be as predictable as before, but actually in Tokyo also EG surprised everyone. Crew qualified for champions with a miracle run after the not the best season, right? So yeah, I'm pretty sure there are gonna be some surprises. Group definitely not gonna be easy, but I think this is the way to win a tournament. Like I think team who will go out from this group have really big chances to go far. It actually will be interesting to watch how many people will show up, like how fun it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Free in-game valorant gear. One minute countdown, let's go. Oh, can't wait to watch. Oh, start already.
This stream contains fast flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised.
Whoa, let's go. Today, the first day. Oh, the song, man. The Vandal song.
Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. 16 of the world's best teams have come to LA with the same goal: win it all and make history. Hello, everyone, and welcome welcome to day one of Valorant Champions 2023, and we're coming at you live from the Shrine Expo in Los Angeles, California. I'm the bald guy yelling at you, Golden Boy, of course, joined here by my co-pilot Mimi and the one and only Sean Gares in the house. Let's give it up for Sean Gares, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much.
It's so
Appreciate
cool.
it. Hey, can you do me a favor? Could you get up for Mimi as well? Yeah!
There we go.
That's what I like. All right, guys. Well, look, here's the thing you gotta know about this event, all right? It's gonna be played on patch 7.02. Now, of course, that means a big headline here. Deadlock is playable. But the question on everyone's mind, will we see her debut here on the world stage? Mimi, I wanna get your thoughts on this agent because I would like to see it happen personally.
I feel like one team will play her. Someone's gonna try and get ahead, get that edge. You know, if you're the first to master an agent, you show some new tech, you can catch people off guard. But right now, I feel like she's not super strong in pro play, so I don't think she'll catch on and be like meta-defining for the tournament. But I could definitely see her as a gimmick.
I could see her as a gimmick on certain maps, maybe like Bind or Split. I could find value for her there. But I really struggled to see who's going to run her. DRX has been quick to pick up some of these new agents with Harbor and Gecko in the past. But honestly, I've been keeping my ears to the streets, GB, and
to the streets.
It's not looking too good for the Deadlock picks.
The Deadlock stonks are at an all-time low right now. It's okay. It's still early. I mean, look, it would be cool to see it, but it makes a lot of sense. So, new agent, biggest event of the year. Do you really want to take that risk if you don't have to?
Yeah, and it's also kind of tough to know what her place in the meta is because she plays so differently than any of the other Sentinels. And also, for a lot of these teams, there hasn't been that much time. If you were playing LCQ without Deadlock, you have like 2 weeks off. You're flying to Los Angeles, getting set for this event. It's just really hard to turn around the new agent that I don't think anyone really knows fully how to implement yet.
Yeah, I feel like my pipe dream is that Angel locks Deadlock, right?
If someone's gonna do
That's
it.
actually what my hopes and dreams are made of. Angel insta-locking Deadlock, but he even said in the interview, they only had like 4 days of practice after LCQ, so yeah. It's kind of crushing my dreams right there.
Crushing the Deadlock dreams, but it's okay. Hey, the tournament's still very young. I mean, heck, we haven't even played a game yet, so you never know what could happen here. But we have 16 teams from all over the globe and a ton of matches that are going to be playing out here on the global stage. Just go ahead and check out this quick video that explains what's in store.
Oh my God! Still up, still in play, still fragging!
Valorant Champions is kicking off on August 6th. Here's what you need to know before the tournament begins. Champions is the global finale of the 2023 Valorant Champions Tour. 16 of the world's best teams will meet in Los Angeles to compete for the title Valorant World Champion. Let's take a look at how each of these teams earned the spots for this event. 9 teams qualified directly into Champions by finishing top 3 within their respective international leagues. 4 more teams earned an invitation through 3 last chance qualifiers hosted by the ILs. Each LCQ qualified 1 team, with the exception of VCT EMEA, who earned the right to qualify 2 teams as a result of Fnatic winning Masters Tokyo. Finally, 3 team representatives from China were selected for Champions based on their strong performance at regional tournaments.
It's all on the T2! On the back!
Taking place from August 6th through to the 26th, Champions will begin with a group stage followed by a double elimination bracket stage. First qualified teams will be sorted into 4 random groups. Each group will play through a 4-team double elimination bracket with 2 teams emerging from each of the 4 groups. Those 8 teams will then be randomly placed into a double elimination bracket with teams from the same group being placed on opposite sides of the bracket. Teams will play through each round of the bracket until a single team remains, earning the title of Valorant World Champion. To learn more about Champions, check out ValorantEsports.com and follow our socials for further updates. Good luck to all the competitors, and we'll see you in Los Angeles.
So now that we know how this whole thing works, let's actually go ahead and take a look at the groups, because when the groups were drawn, all right, we had a group that maybe could have been a group of death. We just weren't too sure, and we decided to call the other groups different names as well. And Mimi, I believe you got Group A. Why'd you name it that?
I mean, I picked Group APAC because the Asian teams are going to win here. PaperX, EDG, the clear favorites, but I'm really curious about this
But Mimi, why didn't you call it Group APAC?
That works. Can we talk about the paragraph here?
Well,
You're writing a dissertation?
Yeah. No, I just went off.
Yeah, what does that say?
It's what came into my head when I saw the group, just like you with Team APAC.
Okay.
When I saw Group B, I just thought, oh my God, there's no way EG can lose this group. They've been given the easiest group in Champions, and our entire region will be in shambles if EG fails to qualify out of this group. My brain cannot handle the thought of EG failing to make playoffs. Please just get out of groups and end the second place curse narrative that Yinsu just keeps talking about. Please. Also, a huge event for Turkey because Foot also makes it out too.
Brevity is really your strong suit, I think.
I tried my best to be short and sweet.
Yeah, you really nailed it. I mean, we asked you for just like a 3-word name. You gave us 30. So look at you, thriving. Only way you know
Above and
how.
beyond.
Group C, I decided to call this one Fnatic and the other guys. Because, you know, I mean, no disrespect to the guys, but, you know.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, they're the other guys.
Disrespectfully.
Simply not Fnatic.
And the last one was Group D, the group of disappointment.
It should be the group of death, but in my opinion, it's the group of disappointment. These are all the teams that have consistently disappointed us, that haven't been as good as they would. Not consistently, but at Tokyo, people were having rough performances. Loud went near flawless to win in Americas, and then they go out early. Team Liquid upset Fnatic, and then they like win a game and then go out. And DRX is switching their roster back and forth. It's just a group where it should be the best teams. Na'Vi as well. We thought they were going to be great, and then they're just kind of scraping by out of LCQ. It's all these teams that have been in finals, that have won tournaments before, that you expect to be great, but who have been struggling. And it's really the question of who's going to rise up and not be a disappointment and kind of rewrite what happened to them at Tokyo.
The funny thing is, I agree with Mimi. I think it is kind of the group of disappointment, but when you talk to the players, these teams are still held in super high regard, and they view Group D as the group of death. All the players I've talked to.
I mean, any of these teams could show up and just be championship-winning levels out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, that go ahead and segues us. Excuse me. Words are hard, you think. I'm not used to hearing myself in the arena, so, you know, you got to give me a minute here. But we're kicking things off with Group D. Now, we're going to see brother versus brother. We're also going to see DRX taking on our 2022 champions in Loud. There are 2 excellent matches that are on the docket here, Sean. And honestly, you couldn't have asked for a better way to start things off with 4 very familiar names to the Valorant community.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this opening game actually between Team Liquid and Na'Vi. I think this is going to be quite a banger. I have very high expectations for both of these teams coming into the year, and I still do. I think if one of them can just make it out of this group, that's the hard thing about Group D is you don't even know which team is favored to make it out. Both of these teams could theoretically bomb out.
Yeah. And that second match as well, you don't really know what to expect either. Loud, will they be back in form? Can they defend their title after winning champions for Brazil last year? They have so much pressure on them. And it's the same case for the other teams in this group. Everyone has those high expectations, but only 2 can make it out.
Yeah, and look, we are ready for the surprises. We're ready for the upsets. But you want to know what's something really interesting? Somehow, Bren and Sideshow have eerily been accurate with their predictions.
They're numbers.
Yeah, they have to be Wizards. So let's see what they think is going to happen in Group D with everyone's favorite segment. It's Groupology. I think it's the first time we're doing this. Maybe.
Welcome to Groupology, where me and Bren peer into the future. Group D, does it stand for death or disappointment? One thing's for sure, all of these teams are going to play the exact opposite of the way you think. So I think for this one, Bren, we should be predicting the opposite of the way that we think they should go. So the teams that lose, advance.
That implies that we're aligned on what teams we think are going to go through. And
well, I don't have anything on my side, so you're the person that has to decide everything. Team Liquid Na'Vi.
Yeah.
Which team do you think is not going to win this game?
Team Liquid.
Unbelievable pick. That is emphatically wrong, and yet somehow we're going to end up with the correct team advancing, I think.
Okay.
DRX Loud.
DRX Loud.
Which team loses this game?
They're in the next room. I feel.
I know.
I'm not. We got to keep our voices down a little bit here.
DRX Loud, Brett.
Probably. I think Loud lose.
Okay, well, you've got to have them advancing there.
Okay.
You're literally picking the underdog in all of these games. Okay, so that means then that we have these other teams down here, but Liquid Loud, get me those stickers.
Okay, Liquid Loud. Yep, I'm on it. Which team do you think is going to win?
I think Liquid win that game, so you'll have to put Loud through.
Okay, Loud, top seed.
Don't tell them. They're in the next door. Give me the Liquid one.
Sorry, there you go.
Down here.
What else do you need?
I need Na'Vi, I need DRX.
We're running out of time. We're running out of time.
DRX quickly.
DRX, yep.
Who loses that game?
I think DRX.
No way. Okay, put them through. Okay. Absolute nonsense. And who loses this one?
Liquid, DRX. I think DRX.
10 seconds, Brennan. put a team through. What have we done?
It's DRX and Loud.
What have we done?
They were on to something for like the first half of that.
It's like they didn't watch Masters Tokyo and they just read the group.
And then to make it even better was like I can't confirm they were in the other room, which made recording that segment even better. Oh man. Okay, guys. Well, listen. All throughout the event, when you're posting about champs on the social medias and whatnot, make sure you use those hashtags Valorant Champions as well as VCT. And that, of course, brings us to today's MasterCard fan poll. We want to know who's winning today? Who's winning champs? Sorry, that wasn't me. I made that one up.
Team Liquid's
Who's winning
champs?
today's opening matchup? Don't start with me. Team Liquid or Na'Vi? Scan the QR code, and then we'll have the results on screen in just a little bit. But what's been fascinating about this matchup as we get ready to talk about it here, it's that, this is kind of like a weird changing of the guard, right? Like, Mimi, you have a Na'Vi, a team that really has been stalwart in staying in that top 4. They've won Copenhagen. They've had incredible runs in their career, and they've always been that like EMEA gatekeeper, and now Liquid have taken that title, it feels.
I mean, not even a gatekeeper. Na'Vi was always the second, and at times considered the best team in EMEA all through last year. And the last time these two teams matched up between Team Liquid and Na'Vi, that's when that kind of changing of the guard happened for the first time. TL beat them, went on this huge run, ended up winning in EMEA, and knocked Na'Vi down onto this kind of downward spiral that they've been in for a lot of this year. And now in this matchup, I think if Na'Vi win, they have a chance to kind of settle that score and have an opportunity to maybe be considered that second best squad in EMEA again.
Yeah, I think you have to say Liquid is the favorite in this matchup, right? They won EMEA. They're the only team this year to have beaten Fnatic.
Yeah.
That is such an incredible
According to Bren, though.
No.
Apparently Na'Vi are supposed to win,
Yes.
Liquid's supposed to lose.
Honestly, I kind of agree, though. I think Na'Vi has been cooking with some of these comps, and they're crazy. But I don't know how you prep for something like that. And with Angel in the lead, and I feel like he has a good pulse on EMEA as a region, this could easily go Na'Vi's way.
Yeah, well, let's actually go ahead and start first with Na'Vi and talk about this team, because they obviously have just so much firepower behind them. But it really does beg the question, Mimi, if whether or not they still got it, because can they channel the energy that they had in Copenhagen?
Yeah, you want Na'Vi to be considered one of the teams in contention for the tournament, but thus far they've been on like their Nepo baby arc this year. Fnatic's winning every tournament, so there's a second slot available, so we can just coast on by, get second or third place, make it to every international event, show up, play fine, win a game or two. But it's not the Na'Vi that we expected. This should have been a super team. This was an FPX who won championships, now under the Na'Vi banner, picking up CNED, who also won champions in 2021. The fact that they're not expected to be one of the favorites is a huge surprise.
Yeah, Shaq meme laser eyes time though, They're about to turn up for champs. I'm telling you, CNED, they're gonna put him on real roles now. He's gonna be playing Jet. They finally changed their split comp to have him playing Jet. I just think that they've learned so much about their team and how they function. I know it hasn't looked pretty up until this point, but I have faith in Angel as an in-game leader to put it all together.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Angel, because we actually have Mitch standing by to get a quick word with the one and only Angel from Na'Vi. Mitch, what you got?
Well, we've got Na'Vi arriving down here. Let's just pull you in for a second here, Angel. Not going to sneak past this time. I've got a question for you on the way through. Listen, you've already beaten this squad of Liquid in the past, but they had a stand-in. When Safe returned, it didn't go so well. What's going to be different this time?
Much more pressure for them and less pressure for us.
Okay, not feeling any pressure today then. That's good to hear. I'll let you go. Good luck in the game. Good luck in your prep.
A man of very, very few words, but not wrong. Because when you actually think about it, the pressure on this Na'Vi team, there's always going to be pressure, obviously, because you're here at Champions, you want to perform, you want to win, you want to hoist a trophy over your head. But Mimi, he's not wrong in that Liquid, they're the ones that are coming into this one, EMEA champs, lots of pressure on them. Na'Vi kind of just can play to that advantage.
Yeah, I mean, they're the second LCQ seed out of EMEA. The pressure isn't with them. But I think there should be expectations of this team being good. Like you were talking about, Sean, I feel like in this LCQ, it was only 4 games they played. They fixed a lot of their compositions. They were putting people back on roles that made sense. They were starting to get a little bit more with the meta. Navi is still a team that gets silly with their comp sometimes, but they were fixing that a bit at LCQ.
We're not looking at the grand finals.
Don't talk about that.
We don't talk about the grand finals. That actually did not happen. That was completely a troll grand finals. But I agree. I agree completely. I think they fixed a lot coming into this. And if you look back at that LCQ run, so many things that went wrong are so easily fixed. They lost 1v3s, 1v4s to Coldamenta. You know, they lost silly situations that I think, you know, Angel and Doombros can fix in an hour and 5 minutes, as Slinky says, yeah.
Potentially.
Very specific time frame.
Yeah.
It's possible, though.
It is possible. You know what, though? Actually, you bring up the compositions, and we really wanted to illustrate this point here. So, and maybe you guys in the venue can have fun with it as well. So, here's what we're going to do. We have an image here of 4 totally random compositions, and we need to pick out which one's the actual Navi comp. So, which one do you guys think is 1, 2, 3, or 4? Go ahead, say it out loud to people in the house. I heard someone say 5. 5's not on there.
I mean, it could be.
What do you think it is, Mimi?
I think that, oh, dude, I feel like it might be number 4. They were experimenting, but that's kind of a sane comp. I think that's a loud comp, actually. Maybe it's 2.
The crazy thing is one is too
double
sane.
sentinel.
One is too sane. That's the double duelist split comp. There's just no way they run that. I feel like it's either 2 or 3.
I don't remember Phoenix.
I feel like they don't run Harbor, though, so I'm going to go 3.
3? Okay. Mimi?
I'm on 2.
2. We got 2 and 3, and crowd said 80. So let's see what we have. Let's see if we move this forward. I'm actually very curious because... and it's
hopefully it's neon.
Oh, my, wait.
That's
when was this?
I don't even remember. What map would that be on that they're playing Breach? Is that a Pearl? No. It would have to be Potion.
Angels
what was that?
The TLDR is that Navi gets very silly, and that makes them a tough team to prep for. I think on average, it's something like teams play like 12 comps across the year. Navi has played like 25 or something along those lines. They're constantly changing. It's kind of the ethos of Angel as an IGL, and sometimes it's too silly, and sometimes it makes him look brilliant, and it's gotten the question of which Navi are you going to get on the day?
Yeah, I think he just really overcooked a lot of these comps, like that one right there. What he's going for from like a CS mentality is just you're so hard to read. You're so hard to prep for. And so when your opponent comes into the match, they can't even watch your VODs because honestly, you're about to change your comp and they know that. So they have to focus on their game and you know what they're going to do.
And the thing has been that everyone, when Navi's been struggling this year, has been coping. The players have been saying, it's all about champions. Doesn't matter if we win champions, if we make a run here. And the question is really, were they actually being silly? Were they actually making all these mistakes? Or have they been saving the good stuff for this event? And I think that's kind of cope, but there's also a chance of it. And you can't throw that idea out completely.
Yeah, and while talking about like the bigger picture of it all, right? Obviously you can go into the compositions, the map picks, you know, all that stuff. But, you know, focusing on the individuals here, it's really hard to say that like the individuals of Navi wouldn't pop off when you consider that like Sugetsu and Xiao, for example, just absolutely immaculate. They're so good all the time. And on a stage like this, I have no doubt in my mind that the Xiao show is going to come back for a sequel and Sugetsu is going to try and maybe pick up another MVP.
Of course. I think Sugetsu might be one of my favorite players in the entire scene. His setups have always been brilliant, especially in these big moments, in the big tournaments. So I'm sure he's going to bust out some tricks here on the Sentinel role. And that's honestly what Navi's going to need to carry them through.
And when this team has struggled, it's always been these guys to save them. When Angel's going for first bloods round after round, it's these guys following things up, trading, winning in these late round clutch situations. They're both world-class players, and no matter how much this team has struggled, they always show up and perform. Sugetsu in particular, I mean, looking at all the community's kind of takes on like who will be the top 10, top 15 players, I think despite the consensus that Navi might go out earlier than expected, people are still rating this guy as one of the absolute top dogs. He can never be underrated. He can never be counted out in any situation.
Amazing. I mean, again, Sugetsu just continues to deliver time and time again. Xiao does the same thing as well for his team. Like, there really are a lot of weapons here, and it is scary. And Liquid are going to have a lot on their hands. It's not something that they're not all, you know, like unfamiliar with. They've played plenty of times in the past. But now, as we move on to Team Liquid, we actually have Mitch standing by with Safe to get his thoughts going into this matchup.
And here comes Team Liquid ready for today's game. I've got Safe joining us for a quick word before we kick off today. And listen, last international event, it maybe didn't go according to plan. What can the people at home expect to be different this time?
I think they should expect a Liquid that wants to redeem themselves on an international stage. I think we're gonna do good things here.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a big swing back for Team Liquid.
Definitely. We're gonna knock people out.
All right, looking forward to seeing you on the stage today. Best of luck. I'll let you get off to it.
All I'm saying is I saw that jersey. That was all I could focus on. Was the Star Wars jersey. Sorry about that. I actually went and just bought a jersey right now. I'm sorry, too big of a Star Wars fan. In any case, though, guys, I think that what's interesting about all this is that Team Liquid have really been up and down more ways than one. Whether it's the whatever happened at Lock-It or their run at the EMEA finals and even like what took place in Tokyo, it just feels like this Liquid team has really been struggling to keep that consistency on check.
But the thing is that the highs are so high. Remember, this is the only team to beat Fnatic this year. We can't say that enough. Liquid has already made history, had their moments where they've stepped up and looked like the best. But I really feel like their issue is pressure. When they come to these international events, they look good in the early rounds. They show us the performance that they have at home. And then when it comes to late rounds, when it comes to adaptation under pressure, we often see the cracks forming. A player like Safe or Solcast going for some solo plays, breaking out from the ideas that normally make Liquid so good. And I think really getting that mental under check, getting used to the pressure here at Champions is going to be so pivotal if we're going to be seeing the Liquid who won EMEA.
I couldn't agree more. I think what Liquid needs is a big performance out of the two players that they don't typically get it from, Solcast and Redgar, because I know Nats is going to get his, and I know Yampi is going to get his, and I know Safe is going to have pop-off games left and right this event. So it's really on those two to be, you know, a fourth player in the server. I think it's fine if one of them goes missing because of the star players on the other side of the scoreboard, but they need something out of Solcast or Redgar.
They absolutely will. And those IGLs are going to be important. And Sean, I know you're a pretty experienced guy. You've coached teams in Valorant before. You've been a pro player. GB, you're gold. So you guys are going to be pretty knowledgeable to talk about this one. We have two players who are both some of the best Omen players in the world. The two IGLs of these teams.
I love Omen.
Angel, Redgar. I know you're an Omen player yourself. So I wanted you to try and break down some of these plays. This one's from Angel. Can you talk me through this, Sean?
Yeah, so let's see here. So Fracture, Omen, they're running the double controller. He's sending it through Dish. What the? Wait, why did he TP to cut that distance?
Can you talk to me about that?
I don't know what to talk about, actually. I'm so confused.
How could your opponent know what you're doing
What about
when
this
you don't
one?
even know?
This is Redgar. Maybe a little better for you?
I have PTSD from this. I remember this.
Play. Look at this.
My.
Look at this TP. Magic. Absolute magic.
These guys literally warm up by watching Flex and Joe.
It shows. The thing is, though, that both these guys, they're silly. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah.
They're silly, funny, jovial guys who do insane stuff consistently.
Yes.
Angel has something like somehow the most first kills, first deaths on his team, even when they're running like double duelist comps. It's ridiculous. But I think the IGL, who's going to harness that silliness into actually making the right plays, into making the right calls, could win today, or it could just descend into a little bit of madness.
Yeah, I just love how layered this game is, right? We have so many different storylines going into it, whether it's the absurdity of the omens, the bizarre compositions, their stories, but also the coaches, because we have two twin brothers coaching these two teams, and we wanted to see how similar they actually are. So let's go ahead and send it over to Mitch, who's ready to run some tests on Emil and Doom Bros. This will not go well.
Two brothers, and they're here today before they play to have a little bit of a game of their own. You know, we always see your players on the server. Now we're getting to see you guys competing. And the game of the day is who knows each other better? Twin telepathy, as it were. See if you can get those answers up through the air into the other one's heads. You guys understand the game? You're going to be asked a question. For example, what is Emil's favorite car? At which point you'll have to write down what you think it is. He'll write down the correct answer, and we'll reveal them, tallying up the points as we go. All right. Are you ready, gentlemen?
Ready.
Let's get into it with the first question then. Keeping it simple to start things off, I want to know, what is Emil's favorite skin in the game? Favorite skin set. Go ahead and write your answers down. You even have to take a second to think about this one.
I don't know. Okay. If I don't know, how should he know?
So you're going to have to think about it real hard and send the message
I'm
over.
transferring it to you, okay?
Transferring over. Okay. So
I didn't went with my first gut feeling.
You didn't?
No.
You might regret it. What was your gut feeling?
My gut feeling was like just the default skins in the game.
Default skins? Oh wow, you think that lowly of them. Well, let's see what you went with in the end.
Reaver.
The Reaver skin set. Oh, has he let you down on this? Let's see what the correct answer was.
Don't say Prime.
Hello?
Champs bundle.
2023 version as well. Okay.
Okay, the thing is, my favorite is Reaver. I do play Reaver, so I did him dirty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he does know.
You've played him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess if we go on currently released skins...
I thought he would know this.
Have you played a single game with the skin yet?
Yes.
Oh, this is almost so... You're kind of game theorying it here. I like it. So he's throwing curveballs in. Well, let's see if you're going to throw a curveball on this one. A little bit easier, perhaps. What is Doom's favorite agent in the game?
Oi. I think...
Okay. Are you happy with your answers?
I'm happy.
Okay, well, let's see what the answer submitted was. Emil, show us your guess.
Killjoy.
Killjoy. And let's see the answer. I actually don't believe this.
Oh,
You've also both drawn a smiley face afterwards.
Oh, okay.
That's what I know.
Okay, well, that is an astounding success. I would almost say neck and neck, because the Champs Bundle curveball was a little dirty. We'll see how we get on with the next one. Emil has a favorite map, but what is it?
Oh.
What is it?
He's going to say a map that's released next year.
Yeah, I'm playing meta right now, you know?
Okay, well, let's first start with the guess. Doom Bros, what did you go for?
First gut feeling.
Haven. He's gone with his gut. Is his gut correct?
Yes.
Oh, he shoots and he scores. Wonderful stuff. Look at this. On the same page.
It's such a bad map, though.
It's a good map.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like you've had this conversation before.
No.
Well, Doom, this one is going to be a little bit more difficult. Perhaps it's a 50-50, which means he has to get it right. Phantom or Vandal? What would Doom Bros say?
Oi. That's a 50-50.
It is. I'm making it easy. But it's a little harder to fail with these ones.
I will fail with this one. Right.
Okay. Let's see what Emil has said. Let's see the guess.
Please be Vandal.
Vandal. I can't believe this. Again, not only is it right, you've both done an exclamation point.
You actually did?
Have you rehearsed this?
No, that's
going on?
That's creeping me out.
Wait,
sure.
yeah.
Like,
He actually did an exclamation.
Yeah.
I feel like
Because I was
Have you got an
thinking-
earpiece in?
No,
What's happening here?
I was thinking, should I put something?
I was thinking the same. Should I put the smiley or something else?
This is the twin telepathy was a quickly chosen name, but very accurate by the looks of it. I've got a question then that moves away from in-game stuff. This is sort of a theory. You two grew up in Sweden together, right? So you've had quite a long time, quite a lot of home-cooked meals, I would imagine. But of all of those, which one would you say is Doom Bros' favorite meal? Sorry, I mean meal.
Oh. My favorite meal.
Your favorite home-cooked meal.
Home-cooked meal.
But I cook myself.
Or your family, growing up.
This one, I feel like you should know.
Alright. I'm going off a feeling.
A gut feeling. It's been working so far. Let's see. I'm going to call it neck and neck up to this point. Because the first round, there was some trickery. The favorite meal. Let's see if someone takes the cake. Let's see the answer.
Carbonara.
Carbonara.
It's carbonara.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Well,
it's good.
You did a dot and I didn't. So,
yeah, actually.
Finally, something separates you. Well, there's going to be something else separating you, and that is a result in the upcoming match. I have to wish you both the very best of luck, because right here, it's neck and neck as we close out this game show. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you.
That was absolutely awesome. And of course, we learned so much about our coaches. And 16 teams now are fighting for the title of World's Best. And their road to the crown starts here. We have Team Liquid versus Na'Vi. DRX taking on Loud. Day one of Valorant Champions Los Angeles starts right now.
Let's go. Ooh, Raze. Killjoy. Hey, Sage, Yoru, Gecko, Riot Games. Goosebumps. Dun, 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 dun. What? Crash?
Oh man, I love Fnatic.
They won at Lock-in, they won at Tokyo. They showed consistency and they've gone where no other team have gone before. But if they want to call this a dynasty, an era, and
누가 제일 빡셀 것 같아?
프나틱. 일단은 도쿄 마스터즈에서도 좀 압도적인 모습 많이 보여줬어가지고.
I don't think there's any debates about it.
Yeah.
Everybody is in the best shape, best Sentinel in the world, best flex player in the world.
Chronicle has 3 trophies. You're dreaming of 2, he has 3.
But there is a most important tournament ahead of us, right?
The dynasty, to be fully justified, they need to win champs.
They have to win champs. For me, champs is more important than any masters.
Every team have a chance to be remembered even more than Fnatic.
And whereabouts is that? Is that where my hotel is, in there? Because we're winning Tokyo. We weren't fully comfortable, but actually we're almost there. Ideas were cooking. I think this event has to be the same. We're not going to win this event on this rooftop.
Outside. One you.
Nice.
I think when it comes to European playstyle, I think it's something that Asian teams are not used to it. It's like they are good at punishing all this.
the camera, kid.
Paper Rex, they are the fun team. They're the team that everybody loves to watch. But what is more fun than winning?
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice to have like full team now. We had something, I think we are stronger. I have no doubt to him.
We have the greatest teams in the world here to compete. It genuinely doesn't get any better than this.
Just let a man breathe and just hush on my mind. Put your cease on my mind, don't erupt. At times I feel I can't get enough, but I sip a double cup and I spend a couple bucks.
We're also the only team in the world to beat Fnatic. So that also means we're the second best team in the world.
Sending out some love to my blood, to my girl, to my buds, to the homie up above. And no more time for bigging up to these fakes who ain't around when the time's getting rough.
We went to 8 lands together. Me, you, Vic, had an insane year last year. Should have won champs last year.
Close, we should have won, but
yeah,
redemption this year.
Another squad that has shocked the world was Crew.
They had no second chances at the start of this tournament. They've redefined, rewritten the history books.
Igual, bueno, después de tanto que estuvimos acá tanto tiempo, después del 0-9, boludo,
estar acá ahora grabando esto, boludo. Estar en Champions, vamos.
The message DMing and double sending till they get the message. I road tripped and left with nothing. I've been in the city of angels long enough to sit and question their successes. Who they paying, who they get in bed with.
네, 작년에는 3위를 했잖아. 쉽지 않은 성적이긴 하지만 그러니까 조급해지지 말고 천천히 급할수록 돌아가란 말이지.
So many narratives, Cinderella's, dynasties, everything here in LA. I guarantee you that every single player will have a little bit of a doubt and feel some genuine fear when they hear the name Kangho.
这个投给我已经给他们了，就是就跟他那大大的震撼，行吗？
对啊，没有什么是完美的，那种开放式结局才是最完美的。
多在几个国家捧捧杯。
啊，热血男主的剧情不就真正的带到 LA 了吗？太霸气了，真的。先碰，我都想好了，要不就先碰一下弗纳提克进了小组赛完，打到淘汰赛，再干一下那个。Fnatic 让他们见识一下什么叫做 Chinese Power。Chinese 功夫哦 ，Chinese 功夫哦，高兴。我们先干掉巨人好吧，然后再复仇一下 PRX， 不要让这个事情4不过3好吧，要让这个事情。3、2、1，一剑！
They're the best team in the world for a reason. But we can do it this time.
We ain't that far behind, bro.
We're not.
We're the only team at Tokyo that took a map off. So
True. We 2-0 and they beat them in a best of 5.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
They can lose.
They can lose. They can bleed.
We're good at once.
We were born to do this, guys.
But let's not forget, we've never had a reigning world champion before. So Loud, they could also be the team that break a couple of records this year.
I'd say our last game was pretty close. And I think you want to get some revenge.
Locking was good. Japan is really important. But after winning like one after another one, it's kind of hard like keeping focused. We need one more. This is the important one. Champion is champions, you know, man. I'm really happy that you guys are succeeding, and I want a rematch for sure, man.
I'd say let's meet each other somewhere in playoffs.
Let's have it.
China suck, man. Oh my god. China show off.
Just under 5 minutes of time show. The stage is ready and players are lined up.
This year has been an absolute
The song is nice.
for all of us.
China is so damn show off, man. Disgusting. The thing that they just said, oh my god. Cocky and show off. Very cocky. I don't like China. I want them to lose. One more.
All right. First of all, congratulations. It's champions. It's somehow already here. So congrats to you both on making it. Let's let's kick it off. So TL, you are higher seed. Team A or Team B? So Navi, you'll be Team A, and we will start with your first band. Your band? Pearl. Okay, so bands are Haven and Pearl. Map number 1. Fracture. Side on Fracture. Attack. Okay, and then map number 2. Bind. Side on Bind. Defense, okay.
Sense.
So we'll go with the next set of bands, starting with Navi. You have Ascent, Lotus, and Split. Band Lotus, okay. Dance, okay. So map number 3 will be Split, Navi side on Split. Okay? All right, I'm gonna run through this, make sure we're both good to go. No. So first set of bans, we have Haven and Pearl. Map number 1 is Fracture with TL on attack. Map number 2 is Bind with Na'Vi on defense. Next set of bans were Lotus and Ascent. Map number 3 will be Split with Na'Vi on defense. Yeah? All right, good luck to you both.
Oh. Nice. Lagging. Very lag. Wow, lag, man. Shit. Is it because I'm watching 1440p?
You best believe there will be no love on the server as we have two teams that have not only defined esports, but have also, those 10 players, as well as their coaches, have defined professional Valorant for what it is here in 2023. This is going to be an excellent matchup between two hungry teams, Mimi.
Na'Vi has always been considered the best or second best in EMEA. That was their title up until this year. Team Liquid beat them in EMEA, overtook them, won in that tournament. But now coming into this event, there's a chance to change that score, to flip things back in the favor of Na'Vi in the tournament that matters most.
Yeah, and like you said, GB, there was love right there at that hug, but man, these map betas tell me there's blood at stake right now because the picks, they're both went into the weakness of the other team. Liquid has just been blown out in the recent Fracture games. Na'Vi, on the other hand, got blown out on Bind. I mean, they've looked very sketchy with Angel on the KO. I expect to see some comp changes, I mean, obviously out of Na'Vi, but even out of Liquid throughout this series.
And that's really the question surrounding Na'Vi. What comps are they going to play? What is the Na'Vi that's going to show up here at Champions? Is it the team that's still changing back and forth, making really strange decisions? Or will it be that Na'Vi who finds their style, are hard to predict, and can be a contender for top spots?
This is a team that has won Copenhagen, that has had so much success in their journey here in professional Valorant. And on the other side, again, the same can be said for Liquid. These are two teams that have had very, interesting stories here, up and down, but the ups have been, or the highs rather, have been incredibly high. So now you have to wonder, who really wants it more when they walk into that server and start this game?
I think we're going to find out pretty quickly on the pace Na'Vi sets. I think they're going to want to get CNED a little bit more active than what he's been in his recent games. And I think we're going to see a lot of CNED going up against Safe throughout this series.
We absolutely will. Those two players have defined their respective teams. But on map 1 here, which will be Fracture, I think this will be an interesting style clash. Because for Na'Vi, they were the first team, back when they were FPX last year, to start playing Viper Omen, to institute kind of a new idea here on Fracture. They've carried that through, and it's become super popular in EMEA. And Team Liquid have actually been playing a very similar composition to them as well, but the implementation has been nowhere near the level that Na'Vi has had.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Na'Vi has stuck with it for so long after the Omen nerfs to the one-ways. I think he got a little bit hindered on Fracture more so than any of the other maps. So the fact that Angel is still comfortable picking Omen on Fracture says a lot about their confidence in this comp. I am expecting Na'Vi to stick to that comp. Liquid, on the other hand, they've had a lot of time to pivot off of this.
Yeah, well, we'll see the compositions come up here in a moment, and there's your Prime Deviation select. And we're getting a lot of change-ups.
Nice. I love this idea from Liquid. They're taking a page out of EG's book. We saw how good the ult combinations can be when you implement these Breach Sova compositions. But they have their own spin on it, playing that Neon instead, which I think has always been a super strong role for Safe. It allows you to be super proactive with defensive side aggression, and it pairs really well with this double initiator comp.
Yeah, and taking Nats off the Cypher, putting him on the Viper, I think that's a pretty good shout, given that Na'Vi has been running the Raze. I mean, I think they've made the right comp adjustment here. Na'Vi, on the other hand, that Neon is going to be breezing by the Killjoy util. I don't think it's slowing her down at all.
There's no Sentinel Inferno on the other side, so it has to be proactivity on this defense. If Na'Vi can shut that down, I think they can get a big leg up in this one.
Yeah, and we are ready, folks. Let's go ahead and make some noise, Shrine, as we get ready for our first match of the day. And what better way to kick it off than two fan favorite casters? You have Brent and Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, excited to kick this one off here. Champs 2023. Finally, Josh, an international event in North America. And we're setting the stage here with two EMEA teams with plenty of parallels, plenty of, you know, listen, mischievous plays, risky plays all over the bloody place, isn't it, with them? But I am excited to get this one started.
I think it's the most unpredictable group that we have at Champions, and we're kicking things off straight into the pistol round with two IGLs that have got to be some of the most unpredictable too. Team Liquid have gone for a really bizarre composition, and Soulcast taking liberties over here on his own towards Arcade.
Fast lane up, there's going to be a full line to the side. No stun connecting.
Great sees though onto Yampy.
Yeah, and look at that, Yampy nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Dart a little bit late. Angel still tucked to the
just
corner.
played Fracture just now.
Safety in numbers. Rest of his team helping to support him out here. Team Liquid forced to really readjust, set their sights into a different goal maybe.
So Sean was saying that the Neon is going to try and get past the Killjoy utility repeatedly, but here you see they have more tools to be able to work with that. The Seize is going to be excellent for dealing with Yampy, and that's got to be something that he baits out early or tries to find a way around. Now, Team Liquid stalled out a little bit, but safe still with a ton of utility.
And a call is made for a re-clearance right into the maw. Team Liquid still holding. It's a triple face. Nats! He's claiming two. Stun is beautiful. Nats so cheeky with a three-piece. We're beginning after a rough start for the pistol. Let's see how it really gets going though. Plaid. Get it going. Still a fight to be taken by Na'Vi. It's really just trying to take tempo into their own hands, but that's the pistol round claimed.
Off a huge play by Nats.
The champion knife.
Came into it with only a classic in his hand, and such patience demonstrated there too by Liquid, waiting for Na'Vi to peek into them. If you think about how both of these compositions are going to play on the defense side, Na'Vi should have more passive information.
Spectre.
They have the Killjoy setup. They can be throwing out Haunts and Prowlers. Team Liquid, without the Killjoy, are going to have to be fighting and using that recon information constantly when the sides swap. But for now, it was Na'Vi that got a little antsy and punished for it.
Quite the starting
all sheriffs
location
on the Na'Vi
different.
Side. And both of these teams have been deadly in eco rounds across this year.
So weird.
You can't call into question that individual skill.
No, I don't really think that that's been the issue with Na'Vi this year. It hasn't been the individual form of the players. It's been finding a team system that really works, compositions that fit them, and ways of putting their players in positions to succeed. That constant struggle to find their style. For Team Liquid, they clicked a little quicker.
Oh, and faced it away. It's a game of timings. Wall up, smokes propped up. Close to the corner is Angel. Does he suspect the reposition? Doesn't seem likely. Yep, wades right into it. Aftershock on top. The stun. Sending it flying with the util as well. Looks like Team Liquid looking to try and clear this one, but again, too much emphasis being placed. Now through. Main choke point. Redgar and Nats landing it. The better weapons for the job. Na'Vi being choked out of this one still. Reveal, I believe, Shao. Going to claim that one through the smoke. Zipan as well. This is getting potentially dangerous, but leave it just up to Shao. Not likely to win that one, not against the rifles.
I don't understand, there's such a mess.
They save Phantom the Bulldog here into round 3. And Team Liquid have not been particularly successful at converting these bonuses. This one doesn't look like it's going to have too much behind it. Redgar only bought a Ghost in the prior round, so he could invest some of that economy and build it up. But it's going to have to be fast and explosive for Team Liquid to carry this momentum forwards. Still, a much better start than the last time we saw Liquid on Fracture. The previous iteration, coming out at Tokyo playing against EG, they got destroyed. This map pool incredibly close between all of these teams. And Angel looks like he wants to fight really early on.
Listen, might be seeing a classic Angel play. He wants to take the initiative for his team. There's a flash blinding them all up. Haunt. Pulls it back.
It's an excellent stun. Great bolt from Yampy. It pushes everybody back from Na'Vi. And now they're looking to head into Soulcast. Now, Soulcast has been playing on his own here, arcade side, pretty much the entire time, all 3 of these rounds.
And that's the danger of it. Yeah, that's the punish. If you get a read on that.
It really doesn't seem like a safe place for Soulcast to be holding. He doesn't have the ability to get out in the ropes, doesn't have too much utility to be able to hold on to either, and no support. You know, it's not like playing a Killjoy on the north side where your turret gives you information if there's a crunch going on, or, you know, some way of escaping, for example, if you're playing Chamber or something like that.
Call was made here for Liquid. Redguard trying to fake some presence over towards B with the dart and the drone. Making it feel like, again, all that attention is placed there, but nobody's given up their positioning right now to hold it down. It's Sugetsu. Fast lane in his face. Ripping all the way through, can't deal with the turret. Still a lot of angles to watch for. Sugetsu, yeah, caught so unaware. Trousers down by his ankle. Still seen it. The back of the sight, got to anchor it, cannot adjust the aim in time. Liquid finding their space now with a pit down as well. It's looking all but likely that they just steal away the round. It's a scramble from Na'Vi, desperate to try and get in.
All down to Shao in a 1v3. Does he anticipate Redguard behind? Yes, the adjustment's there.
Works, still got the haunt as well. No reveals.
So difficult to get a reveal in the pit.
Yeah. What a difficult task. The K kicking in lower and lower, and yeah, a single bullet will do it with a crossfire setup. Plenty of safety there. This is Team Liquid. Really setting the tone, I think, of this map here. Like you're saying, Josh, you know, they've changed up quite a bit with their compositions, but winning the bonus round, keeping it going.
And they came into the bonus with almost no equipment. And it's Nats and Yampi who are just carrying this map for Liquid so far. On top of that, major mistakes from Sugetsu. It's an interesting wall setup that he was using over towards the A site, and he's gone for it again here in the next round, but he was just caught wide out in the open. Had no way of really dealing with the neon fast wall in his face.
Fools made to try and push out here. Yampi, that's okay, off of his contact. There's a fault line and a flash into the corner. Will collect the 1 kill. Plenty more players waiting, though, to receive, and yeah, he's diligent with it, checking the right corners. All that map control gain. There is a push out from Na'Vi on the north side of the map, and look, they seem to be ready for it. There's 2 players holding that direction already. Almost expecting.
And this is the way that Na'Vi like to play. If they're pushed on defense like this, Zipan and Angel are going to try to flank. I mean, Sean was forced to break down a version of that play, actually, where Angel went for a bit of an ambitious TP.
Yeah.
But Team Liquid look like they're ready for it, and you've got to remember this is going to be a battle where both teams are familiar with the other's playstyle. Now it's all down to Angel and Zipan coming through on Dish. Soulcast has already spotted them. He can just back up and play with the rest.
Purposefully not planting the spike. Maybe to farm some orbs or what? I'm not too sure, but they're collecting the kills anyway, and now they get the plant down. I mean, yeah, give him the ace.
Well, that's going to boost up the energy and the confidence. Team Liquid are a very momentum-based team. They constantly talk about it, bringing energy into the matches, feeling like they're putting their best out on the server. And when Yampi's 9-1 coming off the back of an ace, sure, it's an anti-eco. You know, he's not facing the most stiff resistance in the world. But even before this, he was still 4-1 winning massive duels for his team, and helping them get into good spots on the bonus round. That's how you know things are going well for Liquid.
Feeling good.
Redguard very close to his ultimate here. We'll see if Team Liquid have any ult plays cooked up. This is one of the major powers of the Breach Sova compositions, but Yampi's just sending it.
Yeah, all the way through as well, and the bullets. The damage concatenated on top there with the nano swarms.
I think they could have come up with a better strategy there.
Yeah, it was very all in. Another first kill going away at Na'Vi, but they haven't been able to convert the rounds after it. It's Team Liquid.
Still Soulcast on his own towards Arcade, now getting reinforcements from Safe. There was an opportunity for CNED to duel in, but he didn't take it. Chose the more safe of the options. They're gathering up here. Redguard's still not really playing for the orb, not playing for any kind of Hunter's Fury idea in this round.
There's danger in this as well. The more you tick the clock down, that showstopper in the back pocket of Zipan becomes a round-winning ult.
But recall what Na'Vi did on the pistol. Same kind of situation as this. Team Liquid cut noise and Na'Vi peeked into them. Going for information, got punished.
30 seconds left.
Let's get to it, a jiggle there. I think he did see something. Angel had to let the paranoia fly as well. There is that trade. Zipan is quick with it. Now the showstopper let loose on top of the staircase. And Yemi finds his mark. This time, Team Liquid not able to battle back and crack into that defense. Na'Vi were very prepared.
But let's talk about the ults a little here. Mimi was saying that these Sova Breach compositions can be excellent on Fracture, and they can. And we've seen that Evil Geniuses cook up tons of different ultimate plays to carry the momentum forwards and win rounds just like this one. But here, you don't have the Brim ultimate, you don't have the Killjoy lockdown, you don't have the Showstopper, all massive tools that Evil Geniuses usually uses to be able to carry their momentum forwards. If you have a Sova that's one away from getting his Hunter's Fury online, I think that's got to be the priority. And that maybe can be a gap that Na'Vi can exploit. If Team Liquid haven't done the prep into cooking these big ult combos up, maybe Na'Vi will get some easier rounds here.
This is a bread and butter move. The Na'Vi composition, the one-way smoke, a bit of a prowler to set them up on a line. It gives them that A horse control, but they've given up drop as a result of it. Put their attention towards it. 3 players grouped up. And I believe that's a stun being held, yeah, along with the dart. This is definitely a set play. Hunter's Fury, right from the spawn, and all the kills being collected. Combined a beautiful turn of events, right when they needed it.
OP.
That is absolutely wonderful. Choosing to invest it here in round 6 rather than round 5, but Redgar had the perfect angle to catch those players as they went back into sight. That was wonderfully done. An A split with a Hunter's Fury that was excellent for Yampi to be able to capitalize on. So, just as I was having doubts about whether Team Liquid had done their prep work on the attack side, they come out with that one. And now they're starting to build up to Breach Ultimate as well. Things that can keep Na'Vi constantly on the back foot. Remember, this is Na'Vi's map pick. It's probably their second best map. The way that the vetoes went, Team Liquid got rid of Pearl, which Na'Vi have been incredible at. That's why Na'Vi have brought them here to Fracture.
Well, still close to the corner. Trying to hunt down these kills to get to. He's holding his ground. Still the aim is sharp, isn't it? Good form towards the end of the round. We'll do some economic damage, but still enough money to buy. It feels like, yeah, in the back pocket, plenty of it for Team Liquid.
Look at how well coordinated it is. And look at the angle. I mean, as Zipan's caught in the corner, it also catches Xiao, who's trying to escape into sight. The reaction from Safe is exactly what I'm thinking too. That was very clean. And Na'Vi take a timeout. Bren, I thought it was so interesting listening to the press conference before Champions began. Much has been made of Emil going up against Doombros, 2 identical twins battling. But one of the things I found to be most incredible is that they said whenever a tactical timeout is taken like this, they can almost tell exactly what the other brother is going to be saying to the team. These guys are physiologically identical, and they've also gone down almost the exact same career pathway, coaching a Valorant team, finding themselves in this kind of spot. They just know what the other's thinking, and it makes these tactical timeouts such a mind game. They were saying they often have to ignore what their first impetus would be and go to plan B or plan C of how they would adjust things, just to try and win the mind game over their opponent. This is not just a matchup of 2 EMEA teams that know each other really well. It's a battle of 2 IGLs that have a ton of experience. And 2 brothers in the coaching slot that whenever they have input, have to second guess everything.
Yeah. Secondary plans. Plans on plans as well on actions, just in case the other side is going to predict what you're going to do.
And Na'Vi have swapped things up here. They've completely rotated the Killjoy to the other side of the map. So Viper Killjoy playing on A. The more info-finding aggressive component of the Raze Fade and Angel fighting Arcade.
Yeah. Dart, Flash, Stun, all combined. Try and net them some early control towards Arcade. It was a nade that pushed them back, but do have that ground. Now the drone a little bit further. Angel tagged. Out in the open, but skips across back to safety, and there's a pit laid down in a hall. So lots of ults online for Na'Vi.
Sugetsu presumably putting that down because Nats made some noise over here. We're going to have a Viper standoff where Nats is not favored. Going to have to creep through a pit if he wants to create any space on this side of the map. So for Team Liquid, it looks like another slow round that's just this pinch on B. These have gone well when Na'Vi have peeked into them, but otherwise Team Liquid don't seem to have that ability to get into the site. Perhaps the Breach ult can make the difference here.
Time running short, down to 40 seconds. This Viper's pit again, it just pushes Team Liquid into the B site. Should be expecting this one. Zipan still has to watch multiple angles, and here's a Nightfall. In response there, Breach ult going straight wide into their spawn as well, just trying to take the fight straight to them as well. It's going to have to be containment on various areas of the map. Onto the side, Zipan falls though. Solkas now with a late lurk and not expecting that angle. Xiao from behind the box just popping out in the open. Heads on a swivel. Team Liquid caught Sodam unaware. Redguard still wins his fight out, and Yampi looking as well to get that backstab attempt. Xiao still alive, but it is just left up to Yampi. It's a 1v2. Very wide swing. Xiao still alive. 9 bullets, make it 7. Has to skip across and try and deny it. Yeah, immaculately played by Xiao to get to always safe pair of hands in that scenario.
The gun, man.
There it is, Emil's favorite skin. Team Liquid's slow attacks into B have just simply not been successful. They're not able to get the same value, and here's what happened over towards Halls. Nats caught CNED, who was trying to push out through the pit and meet up with the rest of the players on B, and it just ended up being a 1-for-1 trade where Nats was essentially out of the fight the entire time. So Na'Vi have another in very similar fashion to how they got round 5. They're going to look to try and take some tree control as everybody on Liquid sets up for an A split.
On either side of the map there, there's not going to be any contact.
Look at that recon dart too that Redguard's throwing. It's all the way from the south side and it lands to clear out Dish.
It's cheeky.
Clearly a lot of prep work been put in here. This rotate though is incredibly early from Na'Vi.
Already stacking, aren't they? The exception of just Xiao. Redguard's droning out towards B main, maybe just making it feel like they could be pushing if there was players there, but no, Na'Vi are stacking this, and Team Liquid, do they still choose to pull the trigger? Yeah, there's the stuns coming through, gliding down, but Yampi's caught in between 2 players. Nats now left to try and maybe do some work here. He slipped himself into the back lines, through the ropes, and ships in a night. Is there any expectation here? Xiao still looking the other way. Angel Util in his hand, zip onto the side. Doesn't expect it. The comms go and a miss.
Leaves things in the 2v3. Team Liquid still have Safe and Soulcast and Astro Wall potentially to get out onto a site somewhere. As Xiao still feels like he needs to commit to the B side. They don't exactly know where these Team Liquid players are, but the time, Team Liquid's worst enemy.
It's working against them. Gotta get a move on here. Cosmic Divide. It's gonna split up the site. A bit more palpable, potentially. Flash into the corner. Cena though not caught by it. Look at the transfer. Even if he wasn't good for it, the rest of his team hot on the trail, able to put a stop to it.
Some of that momentum definitely petering out here for Liquid after an explosive start. You still have Yampi and Nats up at the top of the scoreboard, but Yampi is getting caught on more of these entries. You see the adaptation from Na'Vi. As soon as the fast lane went down, for Yampi to get into sight, 2 of the Na'Vi players jumped into it.
From 0-3,
Bloom the smoke,
0-4.
ran inside the fast lane to catch Yampi.
Comeback
They're
is
putting
real,
a lot of resources into shutting down this Neon early, and there isn't enough support. Same play again here, same recon dart. The orb to take a little bit of Hall's control. And Na'Vi look like they're recognizing it. Angel and Zipan are fast out through the north side, and red pings light the map up.
Onto the north side, yeah.
Liquid, no.
It's been called, expected now. And Liquid seeking to contain, seeking to get that information. But a cross session's not good. Angel's made to look like an absolute bloody genius. Impeccable form, even with him falling. The space is being created, and the spike is dropped in the middle of nowhere.
This one is going to be an almost impossibility for Redgar and Nats to recover. Everybody on Na'Vi controlling that area. The drone, I mean, it clears a part of the map that Na'Vi have no interest in standing in. Those are the kind of moments where you have these IGLs, Angel playing against Redguard, both of them love making aggressive, hard reads of their opponent. There's going to be wild plays where sometimes they look like they have a need to feed, but in certain spots like this, they can pull out the exact play that they need to. The X factor for either team.
Left.
For Redgar and Nats here, I think they'd love to save these weapons necessary, but also if they could get some kind of ult orb, I mean, even with a kill or a death, they're going to be able to have ults up for the next round. They don't need to prioritize that too much. A lot of these orbs are attacker-sided. But this next round is going to be a very important one. Only Soulcast without the ability to buy.
Maybe the rifles will make a difference. But this is Na'Vi. String of rounds now, almost dragging it even. One more round will do it. And yeah, Angel. I mean, again, the aggression is there, isn't it, from him? Doesn't shy away from it. When he has an idea and a read on the map, what's going on? He's always going to be the first one to take that contact. This is where we're really starting to see how deep does that Team Liquid playbook run. It's a new composition. What else have they cooked up? Because the idea is
Neon
run dry ever so slightly. Preparation in order with this one. Dark down to the side, making it feel like, again, that A presence. But this time, it's Team Liquid trying to work over towards Arcade. They don't have tree control.
And previously, this haunt has not really been followed up. So Team Liquid may disrespect it. Red Guy's using his drone over towards halls instead of using that to re-clear trees, so Angel's got himself in a spot where he may well get value. And even if he does get pushed, punished, he has his ultimate to be able to escape. Great awareness from Yampi, checking the high ground there for Zipan.
And is that the opening that they were hunting for?
Oh yeah, I can stun first before going up the zip line.
Danger falling, 3v5. Has to be heroics and shout, you can't do it. Opting now into the retake. I mean, seeing it with the operator in his hands, not a chance in hell. Not going to be doing that with a player disadvantage. Have to get out of there and save. So, well set up round from Team Liquid.
It is, but almost in some sense, just a slow contacting and clearing out the players from Na'Vi who are in spots that, you know, were a little more dangerous. You can't really say that about Zipan. Holding on top of Generator, very common, but also great awareness, I think, from the other side of things for Team Liquid to have crosshair placement trained in that specific spot. It's often an area that ends up catching people out. And I think one of the reasons that they can afford to do that is that there just hasn't been aggression coming from tower. When CNED's been playing in that spot, he's been playing passively, holed up inside tower, not looking for aggressive swings, so they're not worried about it as they get through Arcade. They can only focus on one of those angles. Speaking of CNED, you know, he's had this lockdown for a long time. We saw him recently make the move over to Killjoy, and I think he's still adapting, picking up the operator now, and he's kind of playing hard anchor, which hasn't given him many opportunities to use the lockdown in some kind of retake setup.
The monitor so close to their face.
That ultimate could provide as we head deep here into this first half.
Well, it just been waiting there. Yeah. And so a steady lead being held in game by Team Liquid, but here we go. There's a response. Util being used, and they are backed all the way out of there. The Showstoppers just pulled out of Zipan, close to the corner, but no value at all. It's a full evacuation, Team Liquid, but right into the operator this time. That's getting caught on the lurk, but still that arcade control is Liquid's.
This is going to make things very difficult for CNED, right? They want to try and maintain some level of presence over towards the site, but Team Liquid have arcade control. They're trying to get up into tower at the moment too. Thankfully, CNED does actually have that alarm bot that tells him if people are trying to get deep into tower onto site. So it gives him and Shao just a little bit of safety as Team Liquid back off from B. Regrouping with their IGL, who's taken Hall's control.
Looking like they wanted to go towards A, but no.
Oh, they're
guessing it. Yeah, committing over towards it again. Redcar faking the presence with the drone. It's been a regular theme so far. This attack side of Team Liquid. But it's not pulling many of these players away. Some of them are starting to move away. CNED doesn't know if they crossed. It's all over the place, isn't it?
Oh,
I mean, CNED doesn't know if they're in tower right now, too.
With the operator out in the open, I mean, he's got nowhere to run, nowhere too high. He's got to back away and pray that his team have his back. There's the shot landed. Flashes not connecting, and Shao pushing right through the smoke, catching every single player that might be lurking and trying to put a stop to it.
What a round by CNED with his op. Put in really uncomfortable spots and delivered every time he was asked to take a shot. I think that's been one of the biggest issues actually with Na'Vi this year, is trying to put CNED in positions where he's comfortable. And here, I'm not sure that in terms of his positioning he particularly was, but he's got so much skill. His ability to read where his opponents were coming from in that situation, immaculate too. He doesn't need the lockdown. Save it for round 12. Now Redgar has the Hunter's Fury as well, so there is a counter available as we head into the final round of this half. And Na'Vi have been constantly exploring.
Combat
Angel has kept them
man.
very proactive on the defensive side. And if Soulcast tries to take space in Arcade, he is going to be met with resistance once more. He evacuates.
Across the ropes this time, doesn't want to get caught out. Regrouping with the rest of them. Still that tree control is theirs. In tunnel as well, looks like that's where Yampy's setting his sights, but that is being watched as well. If he decides to push deep into it, Angel, he's got his rifle locked onto it. So safe, so slow. What you come to expect from some of these teams. This time the drone coming in. Actually, there's a lot of players behind this one. The Haunt is good though. That's going to be a tag onto the one. What a kill. Right onto Yampy. Falling Thundersent flying. Viper spin into the show. Hunter's Fury. They are chucking the kitchen sink at this. But are they going to be able to get through? Still time. 30 seconds left. Have to see that plan coming down for the extension. But just following the Prowlers. Right to the prize. Zipan is collecting. Guy's an absolute monster, but finally shut down. That's taking matters into his own hands. 20 seconds left. Spike has grabbed it. There's a player watching, and the lockdown finally getting that value. It's all up to Redgar. Not a chance.
Oh, comeback.
And Na'Vi ties up at 6-6 in the first half of Champions 2023. It's a tight game, a close one, a slow one too, and a bit bizarre. If you thought this was going to be defined by the big battle of Safe against CNED, it hasn't quite gone that way, with that being a Breach v Killjoy matchup. But the first quarter dominated by Yampy and Nats until Na'Vi found a way to respond.
Yeah,
that was a lot. Show was saying a slower game, right? Like, you know, this is what we've come to expect. And it wasn't defined by flashy plays, but you can tell that once the compositions were locked in, it felt like that's when the wheels started to turn here, and everyone's really trying to like game plan against how do you stop the Neon? How do you get value from the Neon? Lots of cool things we saw at the very least.
For Team Liquid, I think this was defined by their composition, and the question was, what do they have cooked up? Do they have those same alt combos that were so good for EG? And they had rounds, like in round 6 in particular, I think they did a really good job on this execute, especially since it's Yampy playing the Neon. This is an unusual agent for him, but I think they combined it really well, using the Neon to distract those relay bolts to hold people in place with that dart to then go out and use the Sova ultimate. But
this is so epic.
It wasn't these rounds that defined the half. It wasn't like EG where it's ult combo upon ult combo. It really, I think, came down to the mid-rounding a lot for TL, where Na'Vi was winning in these late rounds.
I agree completely. I think if Na'Vi went back and looks at this map and how it started, it is eerily similar to what their LCQ run looked like. They got first bloods on their opening pistol round and the bonus, and they couldn't convert those rounds. Those are massive swing rounds in that half, and I think without that, Na'Vi wins this half convincingly. That said, I want to give Liquid their flowers like you just did. I love the set plays coming between the Neon, the Sova, and the Breach. I thought the combination of the util was perfect.
For Na'Vi in that first half, it was interesting because it was almost always Angel being the proactive player, taking space. It was never Zipan. I expect that to change in this half, and for Na'Vi, I think it's a question of how do you deny this Neon space? Because Liquid, with double your Neon, is going to want to be really aggressive on the extremities, pushing forward with a dart, a stun, and that Neon combining.
Yeah, that is really, you know, we're going to see how this plays out, but what we've gotten so far, a closely contested matchup between two teams that are so familiar with one another. But let's go ahead and send it right back over to Brendan Sideshow and take us through this second half.
We said this was going to be a game of parity. You think about the identical twin head coaches, you know, the IGL Omen players that love to make the risky plays. And yeah, 6-6 half is what we're staring at.
The issue here, though, for Team Liquid is that Na'Vi, in my opinion, are a lot better on the attack side of this map than they are in the defense. I'm not sure that necessarily bears out in the stats, but I think that they tend to come in with better ideas. I think the slow pace on their attack side is the way that Angel likes to play, the way that players like Sugetsu and Xiao like to play.
Another play being set up, though. Some form of utility. There's a fault line. Double swing, double face. Zipan not favored. He's alone in that.
Not at all. That's a really ambitious refight by Zipan. He knows that there's going to be multiple people there supported by Breach utility.
With that first kill, Team Liquid advantage. Still not a lot of information because, yeah, that's what a timing to be taken by Na'Vi. Immediately evened out. Gained access to the site. Should be a free plan for them. B main control also held. Still giving time for Team Liquid to rotate.
Yeah, where is this spike going?
What is the call here? The call to push into spawn. This is a complete adaptation. Redguard could be an absolute hero here to stun, to capitalize. Redguard heard it all. And the util is good. It's fantastic. It's still coverage is there into the smoke.
What am I watching?
It's anarchy.
That's the spike again.
2 versus 2.
Safe has it knocked down right by his feet.
Picked up though. And so, which way does this go? I mean, the smoke's still covering their exits, but again, tip-top, it's just pure RNG. Oh my god.
Safe finding value there, but that was also Solcas's smoke that even allowed Sugetsu to escape in the first place. Can Xiao win this? What is that headshot?
I mean, basically, full run is what it felt like now. Time left as well to get this plant down, but he is low. With the extension, him versus Safe. Ghost in either hands. Needs to be a shot to the head, he digs him. Shot goes wide, stun, missing, doesn't hit it though. It's Safe with 3 to finish. What? And a pistol round for Team Liquid, man.
That is a pistol round for the ages. That's an unbelievable one. What an audible to call from Angel there. And I think that's been another theme actually of Na'Vi throughout this year is overcooking situations like that just a tad. You could see the idea. You can definitely see what he's going for there. And there's only Redguard holding him back. The issue is, when Safe has a fault line into spawn and you're all running single file into Redguard, that fault line connected on everybody and it just stalled the entire pivot. Madness though, absolute madness that puts Team Liquid up 7-6. The reaction in the Netherlands, the same as mine here.
You're going to get disbelief at times when you watch these two teams. For better or for worse.
Everybody on Na'Vi flooding through Arcade right now. Prioritizing orbs onto CNED. Makes sense, the lockdown. Massive tool. Although Xiao is technically closer to another big ultimate in the Nightfall.
Making sure they prioritize the ults in either areas. Lots available to them on Fracture. Even getting a cheeky kill here, but...
With how slowly, Brent, that Na'Vi like to play on their attack side, I think Team Liquid is going to find it very difficult to get information. Yeah, they still have the Sova Dart and they have a drone to work with, but apart from that, they have no passive info coming from a Killjoy or a Cypher or anything like that. They're going to need to be pushing and info peeking a lot. And that offers opportunities for Na'Vi to punish. Is he here again, Solcas? Forced to give up a Halls control because he's worried about Dish.
Yeah,
they can't watch both areas at once.
When he's backed all the way just to the default spot, and yet he knows, and now he can hear it. The footsteps coming his way. Paranoia, that's a connection. Nade towards his feet, but that is a great dart. Sets it up and bogs them down with the aftershock. Laying all the util straight into the choke point.
Whoa.
Fire in range for Solcas. Get the confidence online, son.
How, man?
Easy pickings on the anti-eco. That's what you need to see. And Redguard saving that recon dart to be able to support Solcas in his job anchoring the site instead of using it for information. Something to keep an eye on as we head deeper into this. Team Liquid with a much better bonus round buy this time in the second half, and they were still able to convert in round 3. So how does this look? They're going to fight into tree.
Oh shit.
All in. Yeah,
Liquid comeback already and winning.
This one, a lot of util being used, dumped right into tree, taking control of it. That's an ult online, an important one. Rolling Thunder now, and well,
look how deep Angel already is.
An insane shot to hit, yet Angel vacuumed up the space that's offered to him. Aftershock is a little bit too delayed, and he's found a second.
The timings that Angel finds are so feast or famine. They're taking that 1v1, but finding the timing, finding the opportunity, and winning the duel against Yampi.
The question is, the Team Liquid still want to try and commit to using ultimates against this one. Plant. It's been stuck. Nothing used to dissuade it.
I always plant there also.
Yeah, not in this instance.
I think the Rolling Thunder's just too much of an investment. This is a bonus round. You want to damage the economy of Na'Vi, but their post-plant positioning is going to be fantastic here. They control tree and arcade. A breach shell just can't hit everybody.
They'll make a go of it. Fault line being held.
If you get a couple of picks, of course, that whole situation changes.
There it is. Attempt from Nats maybe to just swing off that stun, not really working out. Full control, and again, yeah, just trying to play the exits. Take away the guns if you can. Evacuation once more from Na'Vi. Bullets attacking, slowing them down, but it looks like everybody's going to be able to get away safely.
Safe and Soulcast throw themselves into the maw. An extremely gentle bonus round, especially compared to what we saw in round 3. Na'Vi
well, after this match, I'm sleeping, man. Too tired.
When Zidane gets
Too
going,
tired.
and if Angel's hitting entries too, this attack side could be very difficult for Liquid.
Cannot take it already.
They have the lead for the moment.
Coming back.
Redgar is picking up the Sova operator.
Okay.
You always know there's going to be something when Angel and Redgar are on the field, but I didn't think we were going to see this.
Not going to anticipate it, are you? Great tool to stop the contact plays, but what do you do when there's a smoke in your face? Not much. It's got to be to reposition.
Well, famously, Bren, the Sova has really good tools to be able to disengage if you get caught out of position. So, you know, he could take a more aggressive angle.
Uh-huh. Guy's just lying, spreading misinformation over the internet.
CNED's one away from his ultimate. That's a fact. You can take that to the bank. So he's going to pick up the orb at the moment, probably head back into tunnel and go for this. Now Redgar's going to be forced to play retake with an operator.
Yeah, and there's no big odds to try and push this one back, is it?
Or is he?
I mean,
Redgar's going the opposite way.
Anchoring onto the side, you really just have to get out of here.
He's got the shock dart lineups and the aftershock as well.
Yep. Is the util good?
No,
it misses, man. It misses. 2 players detained. Not a chance.
And there it is. That's the gambit that Team Liquid went for. I didn't even spot exactly where those shock darts ended up landing, but there is a bit of variability in terms of where you can put the lockdown in tunnel and still get value.
Yeah, the round has gone to pot. I think it might have just been the smokes in the face. I think whatever he's lining that up off, he might just need some part of the wall to fire it off of, or what. I'm not too sure, but
it's a great point. I mean, I don't play Sova on Fracture, so
not many people do.
So I'm unsure exactly what the lineup is there, but clearly Redgar going for it and it not quite landing.
Can't even kill it.
Let's give
two
Na'Vi
shockers.
another incredibly clean round. This economy is going to be through the roof. All of these players getting an extra 3K at the end of this for the one round.
Yeah.
And the suppression on the side of Team Liquid, exactly the opposite. Na'Vi are now in the ascendancy.
Cool.
They're hunting out this gun, though. Take it out of safe hands. Paranoia does miss, but yeah. Out into the open. Sipan plucking him. So 8-8, it's evened up. As we were expecting, and another timeout now going to be called here by Team Liquid.
We're seeing things from Sean's perspective here in the replay. Just easiest cleanup for Na'Vi. So we're heading into a tactical timeout here by Team Liquid as well, as they try to reassess what the situation is. They're going into an eco for the next, so this one really about how they're going to adapt in round 18 once they have guns back available. One of the big things that Team Liquid was talking about coming into this tournament was focusing on their discipline and cohesion. Emil said in the past as a coach, he has allowed his team to have a lot of freedom. If they want to overpeak sometimes, if that's something that they're doing because they're confident, he'll let them. He doesn't want to keep them too closely leashed. But in the run-up here to Champions, he's tried to create a more cohesive Liquid, a more disciplined Liquid.
So tired. 4 a.m.
I was
in
rolling back around
Malaysia.
to my head and I was like, I'm not really seeing as much evidence of this, but listen.
The nonsense
that's what they're
from
aiming
2
for, this kind of
o'clock to
composition.
3.
They're having
2:30 to 3.
it be based on very set utility being thrown by Redgar and Safe.
Yeah.
Soulcast has been extremely disciplined in terms of the areas of the map that he's been taking, although I think he's been a bit too alone on his attack side. The question for me is really how they deal with Na'Vi. Now let's take a look at this. Now where did the shocks land?
Shocks were nowhere near, were they?
Oh, there they are. You just see them to the left of the screen.
I mean, maybe being placed for a different position of the lockdown, but
it's possibly one just a little
heavy.
late.
I mean, just a massive gamble, right? To just anchor onto the site.
Yeah, you have to be extremely confident those lineups are going to land. And
wow, crash.
it didn't.
Knock the money down. So Na'Vi, lots of chances here. Risks need to be taken.
Come on.
That's why you're seeing that fault line push out, defensive aggression onto the north side of the map here by Team Liquid.
Nobody ready to punish, and I'm not sure that Angel even got the information that north side has been compromised. The Na'Vi players left very early on.
Could end up with a round coming down to guesswork, but look at this, fully stacked up. Team Liquid now actually running all the way to A.
What?
With Na'Vi also grouped up. Not
Nats has picked up a Vandal here. If there was going to be anybody to make this round winnable, it could be him.
It's not in the open. Door opening.
Caught on the...
Too late, I'm gonna play in lower quality.
Rope. Yeah, to get to. Taking him out here. Just min-maxing, making sure that they can prioritize. Still with 10 seconds left. There's the plant.
Have almost max money.
Ooh.
That's a good one. Make Zipan have to rebuy the rifle. These kind of things could end up being important if both teams are able to put more rounds on the board and we head deeper and deeper in this map.
Need to see some more ideas though now from Team Liquid. That was their half buy round. They're going to have rifles on board for the next.
Combat is not real.
The lead has been taken by Na'Vi. This is where they really do just have a chokehold on this map. Their map pick. It looked like early on Team Liquid had a very good read. I think that first half they had plenty of fantastic ideas. We saw the big ult dump on that one round where they punished the A-halls that Na'Vi like to play on the defense side. So there were clear ideas and counter-stratting at play, but
this is going to be ridiculous, Ben. We've got Yampi with
Three
the
more.
operator.
Oh my god, four more rounds done.
Are on
it's
Na'Vi
Angel and Zipan, right? Yeah. Close to the corner here. Stuns are there. Angel's TP'd in front.
It's a great position to TP to, actually. You get such a wide swing on the up.
And you just don't expect it. It's so unorthodox, man. Any potential timing, he made no noise whatsoever. Look at it, slipped his way into the side. Dark, just about getting that tag onto the one. So cast, that is just instinct on display. Shots rattled off through the choke point. Na'Vi finding it difficult now to try and get a bit of a breather in the round.
Their players are very weak.
And still that breach shot, safe. He's holding on to it with these kills that he's landing. He's just through the smokes. With the spam, might even get another one. There it is. No fair fight.
Both of those players had a combined 51 health between them, taken down by spam through the smoke. It's just all the chip damage adding up over time.
Last player standing.
Giving him the fights now to CNED.
I'm sleepy, man.
But again, what a task he's got.
Faster, man, I want to sleep.
Sidestep, a strafe to avoid the stun, a wider face once more, but no, with three players against him.
Combat is real.
That discipline being showed. And again, even.
You take a look at the replay here, though. One of the big issues is that Na'Vi are too predictable on their timings of when they're committing to the site. They go for it. A big round here. You know, utilizing the Nightfall, getting into the site. But one of my major issues is, while they're up 5v4, and they've been very good at being able to get those attacking first kills all this year, they immediately pivot into a site hit every time. And that makes it too predictable. We have an op-v-op battle happening here, although CNED is on the other side.
Luckily got something to eat.
Look at it, he runs away instantly.
Be a bit of conditioning, but give him that space. Nice and early. Yampi sets himself up.
Team Liquid's composition.
Yampi.
Not Angel
He sees
again.
the barrel. He sees the barrel. Misses the chance, though.
So close.
Cover going on.
That is dancing with death for Yampi. He's trying to work on that internal clock of when the team could have worked their way under through tunnel without making a footstep. And to be fair to him, he was perfect.
Just
Couldn't have spent another half
10,
second there.
1080p is very smooth.
Off the recon. Broken.
1440p.
Wide and
no.
A lot of noise being made. Na'Vi trying to hide their presence, make it difficult to tell which site they're going to be landing on.
I love this smoke as well from Angel. It's obscured the sightline from Yampi. These players over by B are going to be looking for information, but they've made the right read. There's 3 on A, and that's where the spike is headed with 30 seconds.
Yeah, and with no time, safe in position with the Rolling Thunder. This just feels like a lost round almost instantly. The time scale that they've been trying to play this one, a Haunt into the back of the side. The Rolling Thunder is being used preemptively to try and bog out these players. 17 seconds left. Everybody pushed and corralled into close quarters here. Cosmic Divide just... Again, there's no time. Pushed right in front of them. Angel is right behind enemy lines and he can't win these fights out. 6 seconds left. There has to be the spike being planted. Is there time? I believe so. And still, they're holding it down. All the sidelines there. The shots are landing. It's up to Sokas and Yampi.
Yampi's going to be able to exchange the operator for a rifle, so he does still have a chance. Stun would be good.
He's trying to isolate one of the fights here, but it's so damn difficult. It's a high-low setup. Drop control still there. CNED watching it with the op. Here's the ult. Showstopper against the wall. Damage done, but no kill netted. Distraction play from Soulcast, but again, it's ticking. The spike down and down. Time available, not there. This just felt like an impossible round to win for Na'Vi, yet somehow, somewhere, they pulled it out.
And I don't know how. They had 10 seconds on the clock. Angel was the only player that Omen ulted into sight. They still had Nats on the high ground of A to deal with, and they bullied their way through all of that defensive utility and managed to get a plant down. That's a ridiculous round.
Yeah, look at this. Right down to the wire.
Just trading people out excellently on this slow siege.
A second to spare when the plant's going down there.
I can't believe it. There's so many things that could have gone wrong in that situation.
Yep.
One player in a spot to be able to drop the player with the spike, and it could have all been over.
Yeah, pain.
Yeah, and that's what it means. These are the small moments, the delicate things that can mean the difference between a win and a loss.
And look at this group up. Players are meeting them pound for pound. Zipan! Oh, the man with the plan.
What is that?
Maybe not so, still. I mean, that is just...
He's just jiggling left and right. AD, tapping people while he's in the dead zone. What is that?
Fantastic movement.
When Zipan's on Raze, anything is winnable. That's another thing that Na'Vi have shifted heading into Champions. CNED occasionally taking a bit more of a back seat for Zipan to play the solo duelist, rather than experimenting with those Yoru Fade compositions that everyone loved from Na'Vi.
So lock that away. Do not bring that out.
But Zipan's been absolutely magical on Raze.
Yeah.
He's constantly putting up huge performances for the team.
Definitely that comfort role.
Yeah, this has put Liquid in a really horrible spot again. Like they forced into this round with
I think we're playing split later.
There's no chance of reclaiming a rifle as well. They are grouped up. They're saving this Guardian. Doesn't feel nice.
I mean, these players could easily get pinched and lose what little they already have.
They already are being pinched. Position is known here. Just gotta find the angles in time. It's all up to Nats. And he won't survive.
Wow.
Na'Vi. It's 11 to 9. The bank is booming. Plenty of money still. Team Liquid once more knocked down. Almost absolutely nothing.
Here comes the timeout from Team Liquid. Look at this from Zipan. Oh, yeah. It's the lineup towards the end as Yampi and Soulcast just stack on top of each other. Neither quick enough to be able to trade the first as well. I believe that was safe. There's coordination a little off there, but, you know, that's what's going to happen in some of these spots when the pressure gets to you. I don't really like the way that Team Liquid have been playing their defensive round, Brent, and I'll tell you why. Their composition doesn't have any of that passive information gathering, and so your two options are to try to fight for areas of the map on defense, to play aggressively over towards, you know, let's say tree, and then you back off and you try and re-push another area, and so you're constantly finding new information around the map and creating presence. Or the other option is to try and get, you know, some passive information from an op. And when you look at the comp that they're running, I don't think there is a natural operator. We've seen Redgar pull it out on Sova. We've seen Yampi playing it on Neon. This doesn't make sense to me no matter how good Yampi is with the op. When you have a Neon comp with a Breach and a Sova, you've got to be aggressively taking information, not trying to sit passive behind an operator. I think that's been the wrong call for them, and I think...
Well,
it's put them in a really bad hole that even with the right strategy now, it would be almost impossible to dig their way out of.
Even 10 ADP. Wow. 32,000 people watching.
Redgar maybe could cook something up with Hunter's Fury, but for now...
Same like Dr. Disrespect viewership. Dr. Disrespect is bigger than Valorant champion.
All on the south side of the map. Here it is, yeah. It's proactive. It's
Neon, let's go.
Aggressive. But it's a paranoia. Fantastic time with that one. Angel TPing all the way out of there. I thought he was TPing even deeper. Damage being done behind the box. Dodging, juking, but Shao finally lands the shots there. Bullets.
Neon died.
Raining down onto them, and there was that push out through onto the tree side.
Nat's being able to pick one up with his favorite gun, the Ghost. It's what made Team Liquid's eco so phenomenal when they were playing in the regular season. But here, still in a 3v4, and those weapons, you know, lost in places where there's no way to pick them up. Shao's weaponry is not going to be retrievable by Team Liquid. So this has got to get done with Sheriffs and Ghosts.
Saved, tucked.
Nats is going for it. What?
Across the rope, he spotted it.
There's
you have
no
to
way.
hold your ground, though. You have to hold.
No one's looking.
No one's looking towards it.
There's no way.
No question marks on the mini-map, and he sped it all the way up. There's a gun for you. What a play! Got to do it. Backs against the wall. Safe. Gets his way out of there. No longer anchoring towards the back, just rattling off the shots, and there's definitely damage done. Players are weak, but a spike will get planted still. So 3 versus 3. Pit in place to get 2. Trying to close this one out cleanly. Bit of anti-synergy though, and CNED's holding with the operator. Can't exactly follow up inside the pit.
No, he doesn't have any kind of angle, I don't think.
Does Nats choose to invest his own? Holding it in his hands as the counter pit. Layered on top, it's almost perfect.
This round is for the game.
Completely overlapped. Where will the dice fall here? Comes down to it, a bit of RNG, lighting up the bodies. It's even, so far safe. He's ran them down and CNED with the operator. Sticking onto it, rifle gained, damage said still, everyone's weak and they all fall down.
Well, Team Liquid took their risks, they took the gambles, and in the end it did not pay off. Nats tried his very best, but the investment of that Viper's Pit, it was a good idea. I mean, you saw what Safe was able to accomplish. Everybody on Na'Vi dropped down to fractional health, apart from CNED, who was outside with the operator. No real way of accounting for that. Team Liquid are going to have one last chance here.
Wow, that is real. So
scattering across. I'll be definitely finding it difficult now to get.
Come on, man. Stop lagging, man.
Foothold here. With one player onto the side, they have to make a call to try.
The stream making it lag.
Fight, and it's over towards Sand. Still the spike is in halls, and Angel, he is in no man's land. He used 2 TPs to get into this spot.
He's got to be able to get them out of it. I mean, he's the playmaker now, but he's so far away from being able to make a play happen.
Behind the box.
Another smoke up in 5 seconds. He could use that to try and isolate a duel or get himself out.
Trying to force a fight. Stun. Dart. Everything being used. Attention dragged towards him. Safe. Marching towards the objective, but no. Backing away, playing it because they realize they have time, and well, spamming the common angles once more. Shao's going to be falling.
They shouldn't be allowed to plant here. Safe and Redgar both have ultimates that can stop it.
Tap once more, looking for the fight here. Completely grouped up, but yeah, Team Liquid.
Oh.
They had the advantages there in that round. It was handed them. We'll see it 12-10.
I bet it's not real.
Na'Vi has to close out this map.
And things get easier for Liquid the more that they can win. Yampi's picked up the operator again. You don't anticipate them really going for too much defensive aggression when he's got that weapon online. But these ults are going to be constant threats. Whenever Safe and Redgar have these ultimates up, it makes it very difficult for Na'Vi to be able to get a plant down. And it also counters CNED trying to go for any kind of space acquisition, taking control of the B site with his lockdown.
Again, lacking that information, aren't they? You can see it. Got having to jiggle with the knife out.
Yampi's actually taking a lot of space in A holes, and that's going to be beneficial for them. I mean, 2 players right now are getting early information towards A, so they can stack 3B, and they don't have a bad defensive setup.
You should run.
Nade over the top. There's a lockdown. There's a Hunter's Fury to try and push this
Oi, lagging, man.
back and actually deal with it, and this time Nats, yeah, definitely aware of it. For the towers push, Rolling Thunder.
But that's every ultimate. The 2 big ultimates have been used, and Na'Vi still have a minute to work with. Sure, they're in a 4v5, but I think you've got to consider that a bit of a win.
The entire time, though, Yampi has held on to that A-Halls control. That's what's important, because it gives Team Liquid peace of mind, knowing that they can stack players onto the B site.
I think Nats and CNED both just caught glimpses of each other there.
And here it is, crossing, using the smoke timers. Again, it's just random bullets. It could come down to sheer chance. Whether or not they can get into the site itself. There it is, follow the traces, and Nats will just pounce. 3 in a round in total. Xiao left to do so much more, and he just cannot get it done. 12-11, Team Liquid. Steadily getting there. 1 more to bring it to OT.
Nats has just been the hero for Team Liquid today. He was at the beginning of the first quarter here on Fracture. He was electric. And now here finding all the important kills. He caught a spot of CNED early on while he was positioned at Dice. Repositions into tower, deals with CNED by counter spamming through the smoke, and then also catches the player in tower who's trying to push him and squeeze him. Amazing play from Nats. He's up 20 and 14. That's what Emil needs.
So sleepy. I wanna sleep. Oh my god.
Star player stepping up.
He is done.
Last time out here.
Drop
regular time, and it's Na'Vi. They realise it. The chances have been slipping away from them to close this map out in a nice clean fashion without it going to the OT. 1 more shot, 1 more chance.
The gun rounds in this half have still been massively in favour of Na'Vi. Team Liquid won the pistol, both times, and Na'Vi is still 12-11 up. But that kind of stuff, it doesn't really matter if Liquid's able to find those crucial rounds that end up making the difference. The rounds that count for more than just 1. Now Zipan is going to be 1 away from his showstopper here. There's definitely a plan that...
Wait. Crash. Left.
Dragged 4 players from the defense over towards B. Recon dart being used. That needs to be broken. If it isn't...
Doesn't get broken.
Okay, down Team Liquid know that this hit...
Using
It's coming through on A.
They can stack it through. It's Nats who's holding it again.
Fuck, man.
No, plan needs to line here. Up revealed. Yampi holding it from drop here.
It didn't
clear
to get through.
Against is not cleared. Yep. Still from Sand. This is Dire Straits, and this is the map. Na'Vi standing their ground. And Heroics from Redcar, not enough in the end. 13-11. That's map number 1 wrapped up.
Na'Vi performing on their map pick there of Fracture. They needed it. All of these maps, I think we can anticipate being just as close as what you just witnessed. These 2 teams separated by a hair.
Yeah. And this has been part of the course, honestly. This entire year, if you look at these 2 teams and they're playing, I think at most it's been a round differential of 3 rounds on every map that they played against each other.
And what a time for Na'Vi to get back into a form where they look like they've actually got a chance to compete against squads of this caliber, against the EMEA winners. You know, they've recovered from the worst streak of Angel's Valorant career recently too, with 4 losses over the course of the recent tournaments. Recovered from that with the qualification to champs, and now looking to start out on the right foot here at group stage as well. You know, Angel said actually in the press conference that we don't have the consistency yet. That's just true. But winning champions is not about consistency. It's about being good here, right now, at this day, at this week. If you peak, if Angel plays well, if Zipan's getting the entries, if they have good strategies and are able to get onto maps that favor them like Pearl and Fracture, they've absolutely got a chance of taking down the big dogs like Liquid.
Oh yeah, it's what makes tournaments like this so special. Never know when a team's going to go on a run. We've already seen it. You know, we know the caliber of player on either side. And this Group D games that we're watching as well. I mean, group of death, group of disappointment, whatever you want to call it.
I'll be disappointed for whoever loses.
Exactly. But it has been electric so far for our beginning here at Champs 2023. Plenty more action left to come in the series, of course. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
When you play an actual ranked game, it's 50 minutes, but how much are you actually shooting? With Aim Labs, you can compete in over 1,000 tasks that will prepare you for any scenario in any game. So the new ranked season, you play, you get points, you can compare yourself to your friends. With Aim Labs' new one-to-one Valorant maps, you get instant feedback on how to get better crosshair placement, better peak efficiency. You can also instantly modify existing tasks with Discovery. Get started today by downloading the Aim Labs for free and join millions of other satisfied players.
Well, Prime game.
Red Bull gives you wings.
One zero. Game 2 is DRX versus Love. Nah, I'm gonna go sleep, man. Oh, I'm tired. Gotta go, bye. Sleepy, go sleep. Eh? Why my chair is not? What the heck? Where's my message? Okay, whatever, man. Sleeping time, bye.